It's time for another episode of Steph's Test Kitchen. I'm going to be combining two recipes. One from Giada deLaurentiis' cookbook, Giada in Italy, and another recipe from Oxlot 9, a local restaurant around here. So between the two recipes, I'm going to make some blue mussels with a white wine sauce and some homemade pomme frites to go on top. I'm really excited about this one. So stay tuned. Now the first thing I'm going to do is peel my potatoes. Then I'm going to sort of julienne cut them by hand. I prefer doing it by hand than using a mandolin just because I find it's easier and I'd like to keep all of my fingers. But after I peel and julienne the potatoes, I'm going to put them in this ice bath for at least 10 minutes. Now that my potatoes are peeled, I'm going to just cut them into as even as possible strips. And once I finish cutting them all into strips, I'm going to cut them into individual fries. So these are really, I guess, going to be a cross between a shoestring and a julienne fry. But as you can see, they are indeed homemade and irregular in shape. So once I have these, I'm going to drop them into my ice bath. So while my potatoes are soothing their aching muscles in an ice bath, I'm going to move on over to my Dutch oven. I'm going to fill my Dutch oven with canola oil. I find that it works the best for frying. So I'm just going to pour it until it will be at least deep enough to cover the potatoes. And since the potatoes absorb a lot of the grease, you need to pour a little bit extra. That should be good. You don't want to pour too much because when the grease and the oil starts to heat up, it can bubble, and when you add your potatoes, it can bubble over and cause a fire. So I'm going to turn this on over medium-high heat and let it warm up. Now that my potatoes have been in the ice bath for a good 10 minutes, I'm going to take them out and lay them on these paper towels. It's always important to remember that water and oil or grease do not mix. So you want to make sure that your potatoes are dry before transferring them into the fryer, or else you will start a fire like I did the last time I tried to fry a potato. So this time, hopefully no fires because I am drying the potatoes off. And I'm just going to lay them out like so. That ice bath is extremely cold. I'm having flashbacks to the ice bucket challenge.
All right, here goes. Oh, it's heavy.
Not happy memories. So we're just gonna, so cold, fish these out and spread them out so that they can get nice and dry. Now that my potatoes are drying, I'm just gonna kind of roll the paper towel around. Again, just to get rid of all the excess moisture. You are going to need a plate with a paper towel and a pair of tongs so that as the potatoes crispen up in the fryer, you can pull them out, put them on the paper towel, and it will absorb all that excess grease, so you're left with a nice crispy potato. You are also going to want to remove any pets from the kitchen before deep frying. Ouch. Jojo, you must go. Vamos. Vamos, little one. Come on, little girl animal. You can't even see her face. She's so dark. Come on, little girl animal.
Bye-bye, doggy.
We're going to test our grease to see if it's almost hot enough by just dipping the tip of a potato in there. If it's hot enough, it should sizzle. We'll give it a few more minutes. That was kind of a puny sizzle. All right, it's been a couple more minutes, so let's test the grease again. That's a good sizzle. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm only going to put a few fries at a time and make sure that they're distributed around the Dutch oven. You don't want to add too many because, as you can see, it starts to boil really fast. And the more you add, it can boil over in a split second. So I'm just going to let these fry in little small batches until they reach a nice golden brown color. I'll start taking a couple of my potatoes out. Look how nice and golden brown and crispy those are. They look delicious. So I'm going to put those on my paper towel just so it can soak up the extra grease. And before I put in my next batch of potatoes into the fryer, I'm just going to salt these a tiny bit and repeat the process until we're done. So there are our gorgeous homemade hand-cut fries. Now they're extremely hot, having just come out of the fryer, so we're gonna take a minute and let that cool while we prepare the ingredients for the mussels. For my mussels and white wine sauce, I'm going to be using some curly parsley, some shallots, fresh garlic, salt and pepper. I'm using a little bottle of Chardonnay. I found these at Whole Foods. They Sutter Home, and they're literally the perfect size for cooking so that you're not wasting an entire bottle. I'm going to need some extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm going to season with a little bit of thyme and fresh basil. And in addition to the mussels, I'm going to be using some diced pancetta to just add an extra level of flavor, and it's going to be so good. I just thought of a brilliant idea on how to even kick my mussels up another notch. Some sriracha and some red chili flakes, because I love things spicy. So we're going to add this to our already evolving recipe and see what happens. Giada's recipe says to heat a medium pot over medium-high heat. Add the olive oil, shallots, garlic, and cook until they turn golden brown. So that seems easy enough. So we'll go ahead with the olive oil. And we'll go ahead and add the garlic and the shallot. Get all of that goodness in there. Every last bit. And we're going to stir until it turns golden brown. While that's heating up, I'm going to get my mussels out of the fridge. So I bought this bag of beautiful blue mussels earlier today. And it's important that if you're going to be cooking with shellfish, you buy it, cook it, and eat it the same day because it goes so bad so fast. I've been keeping this in the fridge on ice, both top and bottom, just to, again, keep it nice and cold. But you don't want to put it in a plastic container because the mussels still need to be able to breathe. Look at this gorgeousness. Look how the mussels have opened up already. I think they're almost ready to plate. I'm just gonna give them another quick stir, and we're gonna plate them. Y'all want any mussels? Now we're gonna top these with our pomme frites and a little bit of fresh parsley, which these are going to be so delicious to dip in that white wine sauce. we're just gonna put some of those on top, just like so. And then sprinkle it with some curly parsley. Let's go taste. Time to try the mussels. Oh, let's pull one out. Yum. And dip a little bit in the sauce. Really good. Oh man, for a first attempt, I'm pretty pleased. Let's dip one of those fries in that white wine sauce. Yum. Okay, so it's maybe not quite as good as Oxalate 9, but Giada's recipe, plus my spicy twist on it, came out really good. I would definitely make this again if I can get my mussel on my fork. Bon appetit. Until next time, thanks for watching Steph's Test Kitchen. If you'd like to see more videos from Steph's Test Kitchen, please like our Facebook page at Steph's Test Kitchen and subscribe to our YouTube channel, also Steph's Test Kitchen. We'll be posting new delicious, easy recipes every weekend.